No matter where you go or what you do, you're always in your own company. Think about it. The person you spend the most time with, by far, is you. And despite this, we're often really hard on ourselves. We dwell on a little something we said wrong, and we refuse to forgive our mistakes. We hold ourselves to standards we'd never expect from anyone else. In contrast, we tend to treat the people we care about really well. We're quick to offer them kindness and forgiveness. We just want them to be happy. Well, what would happen if we treated ourselves just as well as we treat others? What would life be like if we tried treating ourselves with compassion? Self compassion means, very simply, treating yourself with empathy and forgiveness. People who are self compassionate know they aren't perfect, but they're kind to themselves anyway. They still feel bad about making mistakes, but they don't beat themselves up about it. The messages they tell themselves are kinder. People who are self compassionate see themselves as a normal person with both strengths and weaknesses. Without self compassion, you rely on other people for your sense of worth. But when you have self compassion, you create your own sense of worth. And this is so important. This is what lets you stop being a people pleaser. It lets you live in a way that you believe is right and in a way that makes you happy. The flow of self compassion is so powerful that it spills over into every aspect of life. Self compassion makes it easier to try new things because you know failing isn't the end of the world. You aren't going to beat yourself up. You can be more confident in relationships because you're being true to yourself. You can live the life you want because you're less concerned about what other people think. And you can just be happier because criticism feels less important. Fortunately, there are some things you can do to become more self compassionate. Let's talk about a few techniques. First, treat yourself like a good friend. That basic humanity you show everyone else, well, you deserve it too. You just have to work on turning it inward. Think about something you've been beating yourself up about. Maybe it was a bad grade on a test, or something you said that you wish you could take back. Notice the messages you're telling yourself, like, I mess everything up, I'm not good enough, or I'm worthless. Now, imagine you're with your best friend who's in the exact same situation. When you really look them in the eye and tell them those messages that you've been telling yourself, would you say to your friend, you mess everything up, you're not good enough, you're worthless? Imagine how it would feel to be on either side of that exchange. And yet, we say these things to ourselves. So, what would you actually say to your friend? If you're like most people, probably something like, hey, you made a mistake, it's okay. Or, that was a fluke, you'll do better next time. Or, that's too bad, but it's going to work out. Think about what you'd really say, then say those same phrases to yourself. If you've never practiced self-compassion before, it can be hard to believe the things you're telling yourself. It might feel forced or awkward, but if you keep at it, it'll get easier. The next technique is striving for a balanced perspective. People who don't practice self-compassion tend to focus on negative thoughts about themselves. Instead of seeing yourself as all bad, just take a step back and try to make a fair assessment. When you do this, you might find that some of your self-criticisms are a bit overblown. To balance your perspective, try this. First, notice when you're having an unfair negative thought about yourself. You can usually spot these when you're speaking in absolutes. For example, you might catch yourself saying, I fail at everything. Next, ask yourself if this is really true. Do you really fail at everything? Or are there some things that you succeed at? All you need to do is think of one example from your life to prove the thought isn't true. Finally, go back to that original thought and make it more balanced. I fail at everything becomes, this was hard for me, but like anyone, I have strengths and weaknesses. Remember that no one is perfect, but everyone deserves compassion. And a balanced perspective acknowledges this. In the end, self compassion boils down to one question: who would you rather hang out with? Someone who tears you down after every misstep or mistake? Or someone who forgives you and lifts you up? One of the best things about self compassion is that it's always available to you. You can treat yourself with compassion every day of your life.